How about now? It always takes me a second to get everything going. So you guys know that. You should be hearing me now. I know. I'm going to assume we're pretty good now. And yes, Locks, man, I have not used this in so long that it took me just a minute. But we good now. We good now. So we're a little bit late getting on board. It wasn't the unmute button. It was. I wish I could show you a camera of all this stuff that's going on to make this happen. But let's get started. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I see all the levels going that you should be able to hear me. All right, so you guys can hear. So Chris Jenkins, credential media member for Charlotte Vibe, covering the Carolina Panthers. And I don't know if this team can have a new name by the time it's all done because everything is going to be new. I'll be honest with you guys, when that season ended, and then we started making transactions, I guess at this point about 2 weeks ago with free agency. I was kind of depressed, man. I was just like, ooh, everybody's going to be gone. There's going to be lots of changes. I don't know how good this team is going to be. I don't know what's going on. It was just all this different stuff about feelings that I had about this team. And I was like, I'm just going to wait until the dust settles because this is just way too much to report on. So I am a little rusty in my knowledge of the Carolina Panthers as a whole and everything that's going on, but I still have a pretty good gist. So I say that to say, give me a little wiggle room. But, I'm going to say a few things, but I want to hear from everybody that's logging in terms of like how they feel about what's taking place today, which you knew was coming, but today it was official, and that Cam Newton has been released from the Carolina Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater will obviously be our quarterback that we're looking at to take us to the promised land, in this case, to the Super Bowl. And I felt like a lot of people might be happy, might be sad. So, we can talk about everything. I've been doing some other videos live on Instagram, which if you guys do not follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so because I'm going to go live again tonight on Instagram. And the thing about that, being on Instagram that's cool, is I invite you guys to be on the video and talk directly to me versus now on Twitter and on YouTube. You guys can only type, you can't actually appear on the video. So that'll be happening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for anybody that wants to join on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Cam Newton's release and how y'all feeling. So I'm gonna scroll back up and start to go through some of these comments. Say hello to a lot of y'all that I haven't spoken to in quite some time, like Neek22. What's going on? Hopes PJ or Teddy can bring the same energy to the game, engaging fans and talking a little trash. Yeah, one thing that you will not get, Cam Newton's like a generational type of guy. You don't see those kind of people too often. You'll see people that are good, athletic and all this, but just the whole big personality that Cam Newton brought to this team, to the North and South Carolina, that made people either hate him or love him, made the Panthers relevant, made him one of the top athletes, is that he has such a big personality. So it's going to be hard to reproduce that, but I'll be happy if we just are able to reproduce some of the good results that we have had when Cam Newton was here. The Temple Baylor roster's coming to form. I see what we got, Robbie Anderson. So, yeah, I'm going to have a quick comment about that, and you guys tell me your comments as well. It's seeming like if you want to know who's going to be on this team, find people that have had a connection through college or pros or somehow or another have touched either Matt Rule or the offensive coordinator, and they seem to be coming and finding their way to this team. I don't know if I like it or not, but certainly familiarity helps when you're building stuff and everybody's somewhat familiar with each other and have some respect and have some follow. So that's certainly what you need when you start off, is you need everybody on board with your plan, whatever that plan would be, and getting people that you have coached in the past. It's a good way to do it. What's up, Michael Samuels? B. Evans, yep, man of the people, back. All his years, good days he had. Good days and bad. I'm not sure what you're saying, Priscilla. I'm reading some of the old comments right now. getting it back on the screen. Chris, don't ever come clean. It's been a few months. So yeah, I do struggle with coming on clean. It takes me a minute, man, to get all this stuff going. Kevin Watts, more excited about PJ than Teddy. Okay. I wonder how everybody else feels. Who are you, as we just had this kind of free form conversation? Who are you most excited about so far in free agency? What's your number one guy? Somebody's more excited about PJ than Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know if I have a person that I'm most excited about yet, because again, I was just kind of tuning out, because I'm telling you, I was admittedly very, very disappointed with all the people that were leaving and all the changes that I'm like, just want to wait until this is all over with. It was all done. And I guess we're getting closer to that point. Tyrone Green, what's going on? Well, I see they honored the man with his 3-minute video. Yeah, I haven't looked at those tribute videos. The basketball world, for me, kind of made me start to get sick of tribute videos, because it seemed like they were doing a tribute video for any player that played 1 year and was good with a team. Like, everybody's doing tribute videos. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'll check it out and let you all know my thoughts on that. PJ is the XFL player, a little overhyped. That's Locke's main opinion on the quarterback from the XFL. Should have got Burrow. We can't get Burrow yet. If I updated you guys more, I wouldn't have so many issues. Hey, I do a lot of updates during the season. Right now, we're in the off season, so I gotta try to get myself back together. Let me tell y'all this. If you have not heard, this is why I disappear in the off season. I shouldn't say disappear. This is why I go pretty low key. This is a business. Covering this team is a business. I have to make money to cover the team. You hear me talk about it a little bit more, because I'm not as big as Charlotte Observer, The Athletic, ESPN, so you don't hear those guys talk about it. Whenever the team does good, I'm probably doing good. Whenever the team does bad, I'm probably doing bad. So this season, as you know, they did pretty bad. So I did pretty bad. So I've been spending off season trying to recoup, trying to re-up, trying to make sure that I will cover this team no matter what in 2020. Don't have a crew of 20 people here helping me, so I have to lay low a little bit as I get things back in place. Somebody said, where's Cam going? That's somebody on the Twitter world that asked about where Cam is going. That is not known. I don't have any strong hunches. They were saying New England was a possibility, and then it was let out today when the word was coming out that Cam was going to be released, was that he had been shopped to the Bears and I believe to the Chargers, and those teams have now gotten their players. So now the biggest challenge for Cam is that everybody's got their starting quarterback, and Cam's going to have to come on in a situation where maybe somebody decides that they want to let Cam compete and challenge their starting quarterback, and you don't know who's going to do that yet, because the other part of it is, there's two parts to it. One is how healthy he is. Of course, Cam's been posting a lot of videos on Instagram trying to let you see how healthy he is. And then the other part is going to be, nobody can see in person how healthy he is, because right now the NFL isn't allowing people to travel and do workouts and go to physicals. So he's kind of just like stuck. And then I guess another part, 2.5 part of it, is that all that stuff will then factor into the contract and what Cam may be seeking, what kind of scenario he's happy with. And we haven't heard Cam talk about that, because for the longest he's been a franchise quarterback. So is he interested in, hey, let me compete for a starting position at a team? Maybe, maybe not. And that all just play a role in what happens with Cam going forward in the future. I went to look at PJ video. He seems like he's going to be a good quarterback. Those are comments from Josh on the pickup of PJ from the XFL. Cam awesome smile and his give it back. So yeah, let me read all these comments that I come across. Hey guys, I may do more videos, but one thing that I'm definitely doing a lot of videos on, again, is Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, make sure you follow me. It's Charlotte Vibe. I'm going to go live tonight at 7 o'clock. Been doing those videos every day since Sunday. And I like doing it there right now in the off season because I can allow people to come on. You don't like to engage and interact. Here on YouTube and Twitter, I can read the comments, but it's nothing like being able to talk to you all live. So consider doing that in the meanwhile. But that was James Stewart. Thoughts on Cam was his awesome smile and his giving back. Yeah, Cam gave back a lot. He gave out stuff during Thanksgiving. He had his to homeless and to kids and families. He had his Kicking It for Cam, which is a really big fundraiser as well, in which he's doing stuff to give to his foundation and continue to do stuff in the community. And there's no doubt how much he loved kids and interacting with them. So that's something definitely to miss about Cam. Was I think whether you love him or hate him, he still brought some attention and excitement to the game when he was playing. And I would think one of his more famous things was when he started the dab at that game, or during that game in Tennessee. And it's just like hilarious stuff that he does, giving the ball away to kids after a touchdown, regardless of who scores. So yeah, lots of good memories from Cam. We're going to have to send Pat Coltrane to HBO. What did Pat do? Pat Coltrane, well, we got to send him to HBO. Let me get some more information on that comment. Probably got dust and cobwebs on the equipment. No, the equipment is, there's a little bit on the monitor over here. I never really get all the way over to the camera and stand that's right over there. I don't think there could be any dust. Might be a little bit on the lens, but the guys give me a hard time. It's only, I guess it's been about 3 months, which is quite a bit. That means you guys appreciate me. I appreciate you. So I appreciate the hard time. PJ got some dog in him. I like his energy playing in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the XFL. That was a comment from Neek. Let me continue to get through some of these comments. I wouldn't be surprised they trade Teddy for a better draft pick, but both Teddy and PJ is good. That's a comment from Maurice Crosby. What on us? I see Pablo, as long as we end up with Trevor or Justin next draft, I'll be okay with all the moves that are made. Okay. Yeah, one thing that I think now we're a little bit further in seeing the roster and can have an opinion about things. And you never thought that they were tanking. Well, some of you did. But you just wondered just how good the team is going to be with the pieces that they were moving. And some more bigger, significant pieces are coming into play now. We can start to have a good feeling. My complete fandom will be won over again if and when we win. Yeah, we just had 2 losing seasons in a row, and that hurts. So getting back onto the winning side of things would be helpful. So hey, let me, I didn't go to plug my super chats. So if you feel compelled to, it always helps support Charlotte Vibe because we are independent media, supported 100% by viewers. So B Evans just gave $4.99. Big shout out to Mr. Evans. Cup of quarantine tea. Hey, how have you all been doing during this quarantine? Here in Mecklenburg County, basically here in Charlotte, they just announced today that we cannot, what they call it? I forget what they call it, but basically they said people cannot go anywhere until about April the 16th. Or specifically, we can't go to work. So the quarantine is going to certainly be in effect for a little bit longer. You can still go outside and walk. You can still go to the park, but you're not supposed to be going to work. You're not supposed to be going to visit friends. But, just can't hang out. But you can do stuff to stay healthy. So I appreciate the quarantine tea donation there by Mr. Evans. Going into it's going to be a shortened off season. So yeah, we got the coronavirus. We don't have a timeline for when the curve is going to be flattened that everybody's talking about. The Olympics today was the last major sport that had not made any changes to what they were doing today. They finally said that they're going to postpone the Olympics until 2021. And us being here at March 24th, I think there's a small possibility that the regular season could be shortened. I wouldn't be too mad if they decided to do that. Maybe instead of starting at week 1, they may start at week 3, possibly. But, those games, those Sundays are big money days for these guys. That's how they make their billions of dollars with these TV contracts. So I agree they may just decide to shorten up the training camps and everything else, but leave the Sundays intact. I think right now there's still plenty of time to do that where they don't have to impact the regular season schedule. That's just my 2 cents of opinion. Icy Pablo, Cam did great in Carolina for a guy that they said was Jamarcus Russell in 2021. Yeah, Cam definitely beat expectations in terms of what people expected him to do coming out of college. In his first year, hooking up with Steve Smith, that was just incredible, phenomenal, the kind of stats and numbers that he was putting up. And who knows where his career is going to be, but at that time, Robert Griffin came out as well shortly thereafter, and there was this comparison. But then Griffin, unfortunately, had that knee injury, went out the league for a little bit. Now he's back in. And so you got to say Cam definitely has done well for himself, definitely built a brand. Has major contracts, major sponsorships, even though he lost a few years back with some things that he said. But he's still a very marketable guy, has his Under Armour, and I'm sure he's thinking about his brand as he makes his next step. Don't have the feeling that Cam was wanting to be a backup quarterback because of how much it would hurt his marketing capabilities right now. Panthers are not the same energy without Cam. Cam is the Panthers. Yeah. Neek saying can't see Cam signing to be a backup unless the opportunity to be the starter was greatly in sight. I feel you on that. Comments that I just made support that. Icy Pablo, we get smacked all 2020. Just hope it pays off for Trevor or Justin. All right, got a question from Maurice Crosby here. Do you think Cam would settle for QB2 just to get on a team, or is that possible? So yeah, just touching on that, I don't feel like his personality is one that will accept being a backup quarterback. He feels that he has a lot of skill, a lot of talent. He's only 30 years old. He's not 25, but he's not 35. And it's just a matter of if he's healthy. If he's healthy and he feels healthy, then he is an elite quarterback. He is a pretty good quarterback in the right situation. So, and then going back to his branding and his sponsorships and everything else, unless, like you're saying, he's in a situation where he's not getting many opportunities, he could just say he could wait. He could wait a little bit until there's an injury where somebody needs a starting quarterback, and now he's very valuable. So right now, again, a lot has not been said from Cam about what he may do, because I know all up until now he's been counting on being a franchise quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. We got more out of Kyle than Cam. So yeah, we did get more out of Kyle than Cam, but the biggest thing with Kyle is he's young, he's healthy. So GMs can make a decision about that. And let's not forget where Kyle went. He went to the Washington Redskins, which has a lot of familiarity because Ron Rivera coached Kyle Allen doing all of the victories that he had in the NFL. So he feels good about that. And you know, felt like he could put a price on having a good backup. That's certainly an asset in the NFL to have a very capable quarterback that is your backup. So you got to look at that part of it too, in terms of Kyle having more trade value than Cam right now, just because they're dealing with, the NFL is what can you do for me now? Who is ready? And Kyle Allen is ready. Cam could go to the Chargers, says Frosty Hills. Don't think so right now. Last man, Cam needs lots of help. Cam will be in LA or New England. Yeah, so we'll keep things going in terms of figuring out where Cam is going to go. Certainly, if you guys will be willing to jump on, we can do another video once Cam does sign with anybody. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. I think it's going to be a minute before Cam has an opportunity to sign because he can't go through any physical. So that will conclude this broadcast for now. A little rusty, but appreciate everybody that stuck on until I got everything correct with the equipment set up. And again, in closing, I'm doing a lot more videos on Instagram Live, so follow me at Charlotte Vibe. I do have an interview coming up with a player. Not exactly sure how I'm going to facilitate that yet, but just make sure that you follow me on all social media so that you can see that and take part. Hey, have fun as much as you can during this quarantine. It's 2020 season. Who knows what it's going to look like, but your boy will be bringing you the news and covering it. So thanks for watching, and everybody have a good evening.